Hi, this is Ms. Mullins, and I'm just going to take you through your Chapter 1 quiz review. Remember, this is from your textbook, page 21, questions 1 through 13, and this is going to help prepare you for your quiz, the next class that you have. So let's go ahead and go over those answers. Number 1 says copy and complete this statement using less than, greater than, or equal to. Remember, when you see these two walls, that's absolute value. So this absolute value of -8 is 8, so you're essentially comparing 8 and 3. 8 is bigger than 3, so your answer to number 1 should be greater than. Number 2 looks like you're just going to be comparing the numbers 7 and 7, so that's going to be equal to. Number 3, you're ordering from least to greatest. Remember, as you see your absolute values, you need to solve them first. The least value is going to be -6, and then -4, and then 3, and then the absolute value of -4, and then the absolute value of -5. For number 4, again, solving your absolute values first. That'll be 15, this will be 9. The smallest number is -10, then -8, and then we will have the absolute value of -9, just 12, and then the absolute value of -15. How are we doing so far? Number 5, evaluating the expression. Remember, using your song, same sign, add and keep, different sign, subtract. Keep the sign of the larger value, then you'll be exact. These are both same signs, so I'm going to add and keep the same signs. I should get -11 for number 5. Number 6, I have different signs, so I'm going to subtract them. When you subtract 16 and 4, you get 12. And I'm keeping the sign of the larger value, which is that +16. There are more positives than there are negatives. For these, remember you have to do keep, change, change before you do the rules. So keep 3, change to addition, change 9 to -9. 3 plus -9 will give you -6. Different sign, subtract, keep the sign of larger value. Number 8, keep, change, change will be -5 plus +5, and those are your additive inverses, and you'll get 0 for number 8. Number 9, you're just plugging in the values. So we would have 4 minus -2 minus 5, because C is 5 and A is -2. Remember to do keep, change, change, just 3 things at a time. Worry about the -5 in a second. Keep 4, change to addition, change to +2. 4 plus 2 is 6. Bring down this 5. You notice that it's really easy right here, but if you did keep, change, change, you'd still get the same thing. 6 plus -5 is equal to 1. So 1 is your answer for number 9. This one for number 10, you have -8 for B, -5 for C, and it's in absolute value terms. Still do keep, change, change. And noticing that these walls here, that's your absolute value. Okay, so no matter what, your answer will be positive. -8 plus -5 is -13, so you're just finding the absolute value of -13, which is 13. If you need to, rewind it and you can watch that one again. We're going to keep going. Oh, there we go. Yep, we're good. 11. 2 climbers explore a cave. Write an integer for the position of each climber relative to the surface. Both climbers are below the surface, so one will be -10 and one will be -7. Which integer in part A is greater? It's the -7 that's greater. And which integer in part A has a greater absolute value? The one with -10 has a greater absolute value, because remember, the absolute value is just counting the distance it is from 0. And so the absolute value of -7 is 7. This one will be 10, so 10 is going to win. Number 12, the table shows the income and expenses for a school carnival. The school's goal was to reach $1,100. Did the school reach its goal? Right now, all I've done is calculated how much they earned, $1,232, and then the money that they spent with preparing for it, like the flyers and decorations, they spent $103 there. Then I'm just going to subtract 1,232 and 103. So I'm going to borrow 2 to 12, 9, 2, 1, and 1. It looks like the school did reach their goal, so your answer would be yes, they did. And they reached their goal because 1,129 is greater than what they wanted to raise, which is $1,100. The last one, number 13, says temperatures in the Gobi Desert reach negative 40 degrees in the winter and 90 degrees in the summer. The range is just the difference between the highest and the lowest. Okay, so think about it this way. It takes, to get back up to 0 degrees, it's going to take an additional 40 degrees. And then to get all the way up to 90, that's another 90 degrees. So when you add those together, you're essentially going to find your range, which is 130 degrees. This is going to be the end of your quiz. Remember to study for your quiz tomorrow, review those questions, review. You can also review the videos 1.0 through 1.3, and that's what's going to be showing up on your quiz. Thanks for tuning in, and good luck tomorrow on your quiz.